Next up, it's Centre Stage. Centre Stage. Well, it's come to one of my favourite parts of the show. It's Centre Stage, when I basically get to be serenaded by a load of really talented people. I love it because there are so many talented unsigned Christian artists out there, and I've kind of met a few on my journeys, and it's great to invite them in. And on my journeys I've come across the very beautiful in spirit, beautiful on the outside and the inside, and a beautiful voice, Missbee. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks. Thank you.
I really hyped you up then, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
But it's all true. It is all true. Honestly, if you get to see this lady, check her out on her MySpace. Anyway,
Thanks.
moving swiftly on. Now, you're going to be singing a song for us a little bit later on, and I'm really looking forward to hearing that. But you really stood out when I've seen you perform, because there's so many people doing just the kind of average acoustic soul. There's so many kind of just singer-songwriters with a guitar. But you've got a real different slant on yours. How would you actually describe it? Is it jazz? Is it soul? What would you call it?
Jazz fusion.
Jazz fusion.
Yeah.
And what's kind of thrown into that recipe?
It's just a little bit of Latin and a little bit of soul, and the real McCoy jazz. Yeah.
So who are your influences? Where does that come from?
I love Ella Fitzgerald, #1.
Of course.
Ding. And I just love like Latin jazz, Brazilian jazz, like anything Salsarian, the whole, percussion, Brazilian stuff. I love. Naturally, it just sort of, just throws me up. And the soul bit just comes because I think, I'm quite easily cheesy. So
throw a bit of cheese in there for the topping.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nice recipe to me. So how long have you been singing? Have you always wanted to be a singer? How long have you actually been taking this seriously and doing this?
It's funny, I've been singing ages. I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, I started singing when I was 3 months. I can't say that. I do remember, however, singing at the age of 7, because at that time I loved Whitney Houston, the whole Powerhouse days. Like,
didn't we all?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, the house making noises and stuff. I just absolutely loved her, and I remember singing like anything, any song I heard or whatever at that, at that young. But in terms of Missbee and Missbee music, I only started taking Missbee music seriously last year, January actually.
Wow.
Where I was a bit lost before that, and I was like, what should I do? And I was singing with other people, I was gigging and stuff, but it was always BV stuff, and I was speaking to a friend of mine, Joshua Alamu, and he's like, write a song. I was like, okay. So my first song, which was Shangri-La, was written on my way out of his house onto the bus.
So you literally took that advice straight away.
Yeah. And that's where it started from. Got a band and started gigging.
Speaking as somebody myself who's done a lot of backing vocals, that transition from being a backing vocal artist to actually being out there on your own is quite a scary one.
It is.
How did you find it different, and how did you cope with that?
I have a little bit of a nutcase, because I remember, even when I was young, being a choir, the whole choir is moving right, and Late's moving left. I always had this thing of, I kind of I'm always in my own world, like doing stuff, so I think that sort of made it easy for me to always sort of step out and just do my own madness.
You like to stand out.
Yeah. So it wasn't that difficult for me because, I was just sort of... But I do understand that it is kind of hard, like, get nervous. And I did go through a phase of feeling really intimidated.
Right.
Because obviously years and years of doing choir stuff and backing vocals, and then all of a sudden you've got your own music, all of a sudden you've got your own thing going on. And it was kind of thinking, how will people take it? But then to actually be what you want to be, you kind of need to get over all of that and live being what you want to be to become it. So
brilliant. Some great advice there. She's a wise lady as well as beautiful. Is there anything this girl can't do? Now, obviously, since that day when you wrote that first song, you've written quite a few more now. How does your inspiration for your songs come to you? Do you have a formula, or how do you get your songs?
It's weird. I always come up with like melody patterns for instruments to play first. I'll probably just come up with ba-da-da-ba-da, and I'll think, oh yeah, sax could play that. And it just builds up that way, and the very last thing is kind of words, and even words sometimes is just sort of made up. I don't like to stick to the usual. I'm like an odd nut. Odd nut to the pod.
This girl really likes to do things differently.
But seriously, I do. It's all because I just believe to sort of it's just brilliant to just be yourself and be different rather than sticking to the usual. You know, in the music industry right now, so much R&B, you know, so much, and you listen to it, it's like yeah, and then people, you know, young kids are like, oh, I can sing, and they start singing, and it's all that they've heard, rather than sort of bringing out what's really in them, what's new. You know, being influenced by stuff outside is great, but I believe every single person has got that thing that just makes them different.
Sure.
You know, and obviously that's what will get me heard, that's what will get me seen. So yeah.
Great. So have you recorded any of this? When can we hear this music?
Yeah, it's all recorded. I have actually got like EPs and stuff as well.
Brilliant. And if somebody wants to get hold of one of those, where can they go?
Just contact me. I'm on MySpace. That's /officially Missbee. www.myspace.com/Missbee. If you just send me a message on that, and can get one to you.
Great, and we're going to make sure we put you in our top friends so people can reach you through those.
Brilliant.
On the show page as well.
Thanks.
So you're performing, you're recording.
Yeah.
Where would you like this to go? What's your ultimate dream with it?
Oh wow, I just want to keep performing, you know, and it's not just the singing with me. I just love dancing and all of that, and I would love to incorporate all of that, acting, dancing, into, you know, singing. My big vision though, ever since I was young, was to have an institution for young people that covers everything under the umbrella of performing arts. And because, you know, it's like, I just hate this world of waking up, oh, go to work, 9 to 5, you come, you're dead, literally. And it's like complete waste of time because you hate it. Whereas every single person has got a gift, and it's great for young people to find that out, actually explore and let that out, you know, at a young age, and live their lives, you know, doing what they're passionate about, doing what they get, what they're skilled with, you know, letting out their gifts and stuff. So it'd be brilliant if I could do that, and Missbee Music would do that, and like, you know, have productions and plays and all of that. Big lights.
Wow.
That's what I see.
We need to watch this space. This girl is dreaming big, and I've got a feeling they're going to come true.
Oh yeah, they have to, as long as I live.
Now, you're going to perform a song for us now, and the first time I saw this song, I was amazed by your performance, very mesmerised in how you actually perform. But I was also like, what is she saying? What's she singing? What bada what? Tell me about the lyrics in this song. How did you get those lyrics?
Cheated up, Pedro. It just came like the way I usually get all my songs. Like 3 a.m. in the night. I basically have episodes sometimes where I can't sleep. You know, I usually have laughing fits in the middle of the night, and I'm sure my neighbours get worried, but it's like I can't sleep, and I just start remembering stuff, and I just crack up for a whole hour. But I remember this particular night, I think it was 3 a.m. I was just lying there. I was just daydreaming and remembering stuff, having one of my laughing fits, and out of nowhere, I just started singing Judy da Peru, Judy da Kenny, and I thought, oh wow, I actually sung the whole chorus, which is in the song. I was like, oh wow. And I always sleep with my phones like handy for voice recorder. So instantly had to record it, and I thought, yeah, that's a song right there.
Wow. So what does it mean? Tell us about the song as a way of introduction, and then we'll hear it.
Well, the title of the song is Senseless Language of Love, and it's basically how you can love one so much, but just saying I love you doesn't seem or feel enough. That, you know, you just kind of, if you're like me, you just do whatever to express your love, you know. And though, no matter how mad or crazy it may sound or look or seem, that's you just wanted to express and show how much you love. So yeah, but hence the mad language.
Brilliant. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that. I know our listeners are going to enjoy it too. Let's hear it now.
Cool.